You ever get that feeling like things just feel a little off?
Oh, yeah.
Like the information we're getting or the way our communities are working or not working?
Yeah, for sure.
So today we're diving into this no vice, no virtue movement.
Okay.
And we're looking at their own writings, right, from the cease. And they really seem to start from that point that, like, hey, we all feel this frustration.
Right.
So where do we go from here? So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to unpack. And their motto, I love this, it's yes, we can. There's more of us than there are of them.
Hmm.
It really speaks to this idea of like unity, strength in numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, tapping into that feeling that something's not quite right and we're kind of all in this together.
Right, exactly. And then, okay, so we feel this, what do we do?
Right.
And they lay out these 4 actions, which I thought was really interesting. Observe, inform, encourage, activate.
It's a very clear progression, right? Like a step by step.
It is. It is. You start by just paying attention, observe what's going on around you. What are you seeing?
Yeah, yeah.
Then inform. All right, share what you've seen,
Right,
but do it in a way that's like, verifiable, use facts.
right. Back it up.
Yeah. Then you encourage. So encourage positive action. And then finally, activate. Actually get people involved in the solution.
Hmm. It's a very action-oriented framework.
Very much so. And they lean heavily on this quote from Barry Goldwater, which is powerful. Extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice, and moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue.
Oh, wow.
That's a strong statement.
It is.
What do you think about how they highlight this?
Well, it seems to me like it really emphasizes their commitment
Right.
to their core values. You know, liberty and justice, these are not things you compromise on, they're saying.
Yeah, there's no middle ground there for them.
It's like a line in the sand. And if you think about their motto, it's all about standing strong together.
Yeah, and being bold in that stance.
It's that.
They're pretty clear that, to get to where they want to go, there's this idea of exposing deception, like really getting to the truth of things.
Uncovering what's hidden, yeah.
Yeah, and finding solutions.
Right, and solutions that work.
That actually work.
Lawful, effective solutions.
Right. And this is important, they specifically call out that violence is not the answer.
That's a key point, yeah.
They're all about using minds, wallets, and votes.
So working within the system.
Within the system.
Interesting. So even though that Goldwater quote sounds very strong,
Right.
they're talking about facts. They're talking about voting, traditional ways of making change.
Yeah.
It seems strategic.
It does. And, to understand them, they lay out some core beliefs.
Okay.
And it comes down to capitalist opportunity and religious freedom as being really central to how the country is built.
Right.
And it seems like they want to appeal to anyone who feels like the system isn't working for them right now, regardless of like specific background.
Right.
As long as you believe in government actually being for the people.
If we go back to that feeling of unease that we were talking about, this idea of building a big coalition
Yeah.
around shared principles, it's a common way to create change.
It is.
They're trying to tap into that dissatisfaction.
Right, and then give them a place to go with it.
Exactly.
And a big part of that is personal responsibility. They talk about accountability, empowerment, and individual improvement.
Like, it's not enough to just complain. You have to do something.
Yeah. They even talk about personal development and financial security as being a part of this.
So it's not just about society.
It's about you.
It's about what you do. That's really interesting, this two-sided approach.
Right.
Like, by improving yourself, you improve society as a whole.
Yeah.
And that focus on financial security,
Yeah.
that kind of points to a very self-reliant kind of thinking, doesn't it?
It really does. And, to kind of wrap it all up, they have this quote from Proverbs. The wicked flee when no one pursues them, but the righteous are as bold as a lion.
Powerful.
And they see that as being this, like, call to courage and a source of hope.
So they're not just talking about politics, right?
Right.
It's about right and wrong, good and evil. It's a strong motivator.
Absolutely. So no vice, no virtue. What they're really saying is we need to come together around these core principles, be committed to truth, and be brave enough to take action to fix what's broken.
Exactly. A call to action.
It is, very much so. So considering all that, that call to action,
Yeah.
that emphasis on personal responsibility and being bold, what's one step, just one, that you might consider taking in your own life?
That's a good question.
Something to think about. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.